up-to-date information, and I can tell who edited it as well.
So one of the things you also notice, there is no need to like select any file paths or anything, because this is like basically what we do is in-house we map to the project drive that we're working on. So W is always the project drive, and this always grabs the same location depending on what project you're mapped to. That's why you don't have to choose anything.
And that sort of keeps in tail with sort of this integrated data model where everything is centralized in one location.
And you can already see her slowly building adaptive components right there in space. So basically the curtain wall is replicated right now, all the panels.
And the usual workflow is that after the design team has figured out a design, the technical team will then have to go in and figure out how to do this in Revit. And typically they have to, and usually, unfortunately, the math engine behind Revit and behind Rhino are a little bit different, where the curves, depending on what curves they use in design, may not be exactly replicated in Revit. And so we have all this off chance where we're not quite getting the design intent. And through this method, since we are just locating points, we are more confident that these panels match up with the design intent.
Well, the ideally, what the scenario typically is like someone like me or someone else we spend a lot of time of kind of developing these geometries, and obviously one of the things that we do is, or that we have to make sure is that that whatever is in the model is basically what we want it to be. So despite all those tables that we put somewhere, we know that no one is probably ever going to try to copy, 20 or 50 pages of spreadsheets, numbers manually somewhere and try to rebuild the building. But what typically happens is that we give out some sort of model. So